Guys, what is going on? Day shift, guys. Let's go, right? Look at that. Hold on, guys. All right. So, guys, we're going to talk about sex bots and artificial wombs today, right? Because boy, oh boy, guys, this has been all in the news, right? And it's pretty crazy because, men don't really seem to have an opinion on this, but there are some guys saying this is an abomination. You see, women are on both ends of the aisle here. There are women that are saying that this is good for feminism because it frees these women from the burdens of giving birth. Right?
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
At the same time, this is gonna, make us obsolete. La la la. This is reducing the importance and the beauty of childbirth, please. Right? Let me drop the link right now for anyone who's come on up. Let me do this. 1 second. Good to see you guys here. 1 minute, guys. I just got to do this real fast. Good to see you guys as usual. Happy Wednesday to all you guys. Guys, make sure to hit the like button on the way in. I appreciate that, guys. Who do we have? Mr. Springfield says artificial wombs are sociopathic. You don't even think the human contact during gestation is critical for every single child's likelihood to have autism. Hey, Mr. Springfield, dude, the autism rates are going through the roof anyways, right? And also, at least these kids that are going to be raised, birthed in these artificial wombs, they won't be deleted by their moms, right? Sociopathic is all these millions and millions of baby deletions going on, or the fact how many these chicks are on meth and coke and all this other stuff while they're pregnant, right? So guys, an artificial womb actually takes the human air out of pregnancy, and guys, women are mostly the air part of pregnancy, right? These dunderheads don't get prenatal care. How many dunderheads wait until they're 45 to try and have kids, and then do IVF and end up with a yay kid? You know what I'm saying? 2000s guy, what's up, dude? David's here, Equilibrium's here, Remixer's here, King Raymond, what's up, dude? Who else? Machiavelli. He says, at the end of the day, artificial wombs will stop the blockade these steel forces have over the human race. Yeah, that's true. Guys, we'll get into that. Trust me. We'll get into that. Anon's here. Laughing Man. What's up, dude? Laughing Man, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man.
And Laughing Man's the one that had the Christian.
So, what were you saying?
Laughing Man is the one. I didn't want to interrupt the laughing thing that went on. He's the one yesterday that had the Christian view of it, which I thought about a little bit, and he has a decent argument. I never really had this is all new stuff that Christianity hasn't had to deal with this before ever, or humanity. So he's not necessarily wrong. It just takes some thought. But his argument was that he thinks that he's a Christian, so he would never do this process, which is, that's fair. That's a fair point.
Here's the thing. It's either, but it might come down soon to either doing this or not being able to have kids at all. Because, guys, these modern women, right? They either don't want to have your kids. Because, guys, a friend of mine, have I ever told you this, Snowboard? A friend of mine, he's getting divorced because when he got married, him and his wife decided that they want kids. And for the last 7-8 years, she's like, no, I don't want to have kids. And I'm not a brood mare. Rah, 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 rah. Right? So he's been trying to reason with her to have kids. And guys, he's an engineer, makes a lot of money. He's a top 2% guy, and he can't bring his 304 woke wife to have his kids. So now he's finally divorcing her. Guys, he said that he's one of multiple men that he knows, where these chicks, their wives broke their end of the contract, and now they're sitting there with no children because their knucklehead wife doesn't want to go through.
Well, it's the hypocrisy. So for a man, it's almost like he has, like, I have the resources.
Yep.
I'm set up good. I have my mind right. I'm ready to do this.
Yeah.
So that's like him being a 21-year-old girl.
Yes. Yes.
In an inverted way.
Well, guys,
but
the thing about a
he's
lot of
taking
guys
responsibility. Hey, I'm losing my window. It's got to be now.
Yep.
While strike while the iron's hot.
Yep. Well, there's a lot of guys though that they're in marriages with, they have a better track record of life decisions, and yet they're letting their wife, who doesn't have a good track record of life decisions, run the marriage. Absolutely insane. Ray's, what's up, dude? Junkyard Dog, how you doing? Matthew says you smell that.
Track marks on her arm from needles and razors.
Yeah, that's her leverage burning. Yes, guys, and this is the thing about sex bots and artificial wombs and all this, guys. If we have this stuff, guys, honestly, I'll ask you this at the beginning. I'll ask you at the end. What do we need women for then? Because guys, they want a male birth control pill. Strike one, right? Because that gives men power over who gets born. Because can you imagine? I want to have a baby, but my husband won't go off his birth control, right? Then we have sex bots where, guys, most young men, 19 to like 30-year-olds, if they automatically got a sex bot when they were 18, guys, young women would be cooked. Yeah. Because most young guys do stuff to get sex. And then artificial wombs, guys. I asked this yesterday. All you older guys, if you could go to an IVF clinic and get an embryo, and then pay $13,000 for artificial womb to have a kid on your and raise it on your own with no crazy chick involved and no family court, would you do it? And the majority of you guys said yes. Would be willing to just have a kid on your own and raise the kid on your own. It's the woman that's the liability part, snowboard.
It's less toxicity, and you get more control of how you feel is the right way to do everything, whatever that may be.
Yep. Now, guys, here we go. Let's do this here. I have a couple articles, and then here we go. Look at this.
Well, what was once confined to the dark visions of science fiction is now becoming a stark reality. Scientists in China have unveiled a concept that could forever change the meaning of life, of parenthood, and what it is to be a human. A new arms race is underway, not for military might.
I thought it was a belly race, right?
For the very procedure of creation. Our next report telling you more.
Look at this, guys.
Dude, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
This machine, they say, will be equipped with a cutting-edge artificial womb that receives nutrients through a complex network of hoses and tubes.
Yep.
The humanoid, priced at around $1,400, being reportedly developed by Kaiwa Technology, a Guangzhou-based tech company. But with every breakthrough comes a burning question. Just because we can, should we?
Here's the thing, guys. Once again, this is a reaction to, because China has a declining birth rate, Japan has a declining birth rate, Korea has a declining birth rate. It's even worse than the West. Guys, men always adapt. That's how it works. There's guys that are doing the math saying, okay, these chicks, you're right, they're just being unreasonable. All these feminists and all these knuckleheaded broads, right? All this.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Right? So guys are saying, all right, well, we live in a free society. We can't make them do it. So we're just going to do what they call a workaround. You know what I'm saying? A workaround. Same thing.
And for the first time ever, it might be, and I don't know a lot about it, but it's a chance to have an empty slate. Instead, a lot of time, basically 100% of the time, you're having a 304 who has all her lineage and all her garbage, all her mom's stuff and problems she hasn't worked out, whether that's mental, physical, or genetic or whatever, that maybe could be modified. And that could be really huge. It could delete just basically by going to 0, you're not at -5 in another word.
Just think about this. You don't have you have to fight with a person that has the whole system on their side.
Yeah. You're not competing
guys,
with someone who wants to buy makeup.
Yeah. I know a guy who got divorced, and then later on in life, he adopted his son, and his son's grown, very successful, so everything's going well now. So Matthew, what's up, dude? Mac Pow, what's up, dude? Guys, Mac Pow, I know that you don't mean this, but guys, I'm not this angry guy or angry MGTOW. Please don't call me him, because that guy's I don't know much about him other than the fact that he's a grifter, right? So guys, I don't like being associated with that person. We're two different people, and that's, I don't want to say disrespectful, but I think that person, like I said, I don't know much about them, but I just know that this person's done some shady stuff, and I don't like being associated with that person. So, yeah.
For centuries, pregnancy has been the most human of experiences. Replacing it with machines sparks fierce ethical debate. What does it mean for the sanctity of motherhood and the human bond between parent and child?
Yeah, right? Guys, well, here, look at this. Look at this. So this is in Reddit Feminism, right? Do you think the artificial wombs who benefit chicks? It says, in my opinion, freeing women from the duty of pregnancy force on them by society, please.
The lie detector
would be amazing, but some people I've argued with, mostly older men, think that this is unethical and against nature. I really disagree with them, right?
Mostly older women would say that, not older men.
Yes. Person says, so this person's like, oh, if there was no, they could use a robot, they might delete all of us. And this person says there would be no patriarchy if men were dead. Please. Okay. Someone says, I'm by no means an expert on fetal development. But from what I understand, as a med student, having babies through an artificial womb is going to rob them of a lot of development. Being pregnant is not just a supply of nutrients and warming the fetus. How the mother eats, feels, and how much stress that she's experiencing, and everything has an impact on the developing brain. It can go as far as having an influence on sexuality and blah, blah, blah. Artificial wombs should be seen as medical equipment. So women should get to choose whether or not they want to be pregnant, and women should also not be coerced and be pregnant for someone else. Proper medical support that extends to a pregnancy care should be a human right to reduce suffering and risk pregnancy. I don't care about artificial procedures to help achieve certain outcomes, but I think that pregnancy cannot be substituted by AI. Now, here's the thing, guys. Once again,
they already are, Ho.
Yeah, thank you.
It's already everything you want.
Yep.
It is. We are doing that.
Guys, look at this. Being pregnant is not just being a supply, blah, blah, blah. Guys, isn't this funny?
What does stress mean? Drinking,
listen.
Smoking weed, pills.
Snowboard. I thought it was a clump of cells, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
I thought it was a parasite, right? Isn't it funny how when there's another option for pregnancy, all of a sudden, oh, the beauty of nature, the wonder of God's creation, please.
Yeah.
You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
You got pregnant at a festival when you were in a drug den, Ho.
Thank you. Guys.
That's what, and you didn't clean it up overnight. So
Yep.
everything she's saying has the opposite thing of what she's saying. So first off, they get the care that they need. Second off, if they're experiencing stress and all that, what do? Drink, smoke, eat
Yep.
sugar, eat cake, go on, do toxic behavior and stuff like that. We can cut that out.
Yep. Now, guys, here's the thing. Razor says we will still need eggs, guys. All these freaking young broke chicks are gonna sell their eggs regardless.
They already
Guys,
do.
Yeah, they are.
You give them $1,500, they'll give you
Yep.
whatever you want.
And guys, all these fertility clinics, because it's all about money. Can you imagine how much money that they can make selling people's embryos? They have all these embryos laying around. You guys saw the lady that had a baby that was 30 years old, like it was an embryo from 30 years ago. So this embryo had been fertilized, and then it sat in a freezer for 30 years.
Jesus.
Wow.
I didn't know about that.
Yes, that just happened. So, guys, once again, guys are just adapting. And women want to have it both ways. They want to own pregnancy. They want to, because this is how stupid they are, right? These chicks want to talk about Roe or RVW and baby deletion. Because put a 1 in the chat if you know of a chick who got pregnant, and then the moment that the guy asked about baby deletion, she said,
"How dare you?"
When the entire time she's been, RVW, pro-choice.
Yep.
So she wants to whine and moan about something that she would never do. Guys, these chicks, they say, talk about, we want to be strong and independent. We aren't brood mares. There are people who even say that women aren't even naturally designed to give birth. They will say that a woman's purpose is not to give birth. It's just forced on us, and that society has made women do such a thing. What are you talking about? But now,
and that shows you everything you need to know.
Yes.
If that was true, they should be celebrating this, saying, "Hey, nobody at any point in any of this stuff is saying we don't need to do it the other way. No one is saying that. There's just another way that it possibly could and will happen to be done."
Yep.
So you should be celebrating it because you still get off the hook from everything that you want to do.
Yep.
If you didn't want to do it, but you just want the power over it.
Look at this. This person says it'll be a fantastic way to free women from the need to physically bear children if we assume that the human species needs to continue. Of course, a woman, right? So it'll also create a scenario in which society of men could exist without having to cooperate with women on any level that could lead to a gender side. Please.
We already have that in some places. Where people with sand are, we already have that.
Yeah.
That's already happening. It's
Guys,
already happening.
Here's the thing, guys. These women put, delete all male babies and all this other stuff, right? Guys have never said that, but the moment that men are saying we are developing a way to basically co-opt the only real thing men need women for, because in Rome, guys, we all know that there were certain parts of Rome where it was a bunch of dudes blowing each other, and the only reason why they would have sex with women is to have kids, right? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know
Romans.
that.
Oh yeah. There are certain nation states in Rome. That's why a lot of their statues got naked dudes on them. But so imagine, which shows once again that the only thing that men practically need women for is childbirth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
Well, and the which I guess they don't truly need because they have formula now. So this is basically the next step beyond formula.
Yeah.
Where they have the baby formula that but at the same point, I don't think synthetic baby formula is exactly what I would want to give my kid.
Yeah.
If I had one. But also give it 5 years and this might be awesome. Why would I want someone who has all these negative traits when I could have someone at 0, a clean slate? Then it's on me to nurture it and do all that stuff.
Thank you. Yep, that's true.
And we could still have a woman involved.
Yeah.
Maybe she does. Maybe we don't want the woman to get knocked up and be all heavy and have saggy titties and stuff.
Snowboard.
It's a bunch of new possibilities.
You go to a fertility clinic, right? You get an embryo. You friggin' rent an artificial womb for 9 months. Have the baby. You have your nursery. You have your job. All this other stuff. If you get a girlfriend or whatever, right? She has no claim to your child. There's no way a woman can use the courts to take that child away from you because he's
interesting. I didn't even think of that at all. That's that's powerful.
Yes. Yep.
That's very powerful. That's half the reason they're complaining, because that's what I was saying. Like, no one is saying we can't do it how we are normally doing it. Nobody is saying it. They're just saying this could be a new option. No one is saying everyone's going to be doing this. No one has said that. But they're assuming that because they're assuming that because their power is threatened already.
Yes.
So they got to pre-shame you. Everything you're going to be saying is pre-shaming, and now that somehow they're righteous and pure and organic. Get out of here.
That men would act the way that they act, and we don't. Machiavelli, what's up, dude? He says for 50 years they had a stronghold on sex, and they could sleep with men in and out of their marriages while their husbands and long-term partners, they were stuck to do not knowing the children's theirs. Facts. Yep.
But he said that might be yours.
True.
Which is a big deal. So here's another thing that's good. This eliminates 100% of you having Nug-Nug's kid and raising it till it's 4 years old. This gets rid of that. That's a big deal. That right there is already like almost $1 billion industry of garbage eliminated.
Well, guys, I just think once again, like let's just look at someone like Colin or like Snowboard in 15 years when he's making a lot of money, or Colin who's very successful, or myself, right? Let's just say, Colin, we're the same age, right?
Yeah, we're like 2.5 months apart. Yeah.
Imagine you turn 50 and you're bored. You've done everything that you need to do. Maybe I want to have a kid. You can just go ahead and do it. You have the free time. You have the money. You have the resources. Why not?
Yeah.
Even though I don't want kids, you don't want kids. Well, what I'm saying is this is your decision and your decision alone. There's no one else involved.
That's huge. That is huge. That is a paradigm that will change humanity almost forever. That's a huge deal.
Yes,
a huge deal.
When you decide to date and marry and have kids, you are letting the chaos of a woman into your life.
The baggage they carry. That's what I'm saying. You can start at 0.
But just straight chaos. Imagine if you take Colin's like last 10 years of his plan that got him to where he was, and you were to take a chick, and it's like a monkey wrench thrown in it.
You poison that plan.
Yes. Now all you need to do is you can make the decision on your own, and it's all yours. You're steering the ship. You don't have to do it. Well, Colin, I don't think it's bad that little Billy has to learn about LDHD TV in his class. I don't think that you should yell at little Billy. I don't think I'm going to go to little Billy's football practice and yell at his coach because I don't like the fact that he's a boy getting yelled at. You don't have to have any of that.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Not only that, from maybe a physicality standpoint, like birth control only maybe we'll say 1965 or whatever. We haven't had like 100 years of the effects of all these. The chicks are usually on birth control and 1 or 2 psychiatric meds of some sort. That affects, well, I don't actually know this, but I'm going to assume that, and we don't really have a lot of studies over this, that is going to affect the DNA of everything. So now you have big pharma's DNA messing all of it up, and your kids, nah, it's a higher chance, or even just it's not as pure in a way.
Yeah.
On the opposite side, that means that as men, that we actually have some baggage. We have to humble ourselves. We bring some baggage into that too. But baggage can also mean experience and being seasoned as well. But for women, oftentimes it's not. It's not. If that was true, that means a chick who was 37 and had a kid would be like smarter, stronger, more cultivated. It's not how it works.
But Snowboard, here's the thing: when a man comes to the decision that he wants kids, is oftentimes a logical decision. He sums up his life and says yes. But oftentimes that decision is not the man's. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These chicks get the babies, lie, do shoes up the club, and then it's her decision, and they wonder why. Well, he was fine until I had the baby. Because men don't like our lives or our destinies not being in our own hands, and you made the decision for him. You made him a parent. You forced him into being a parent instead of him being able to make the decision on his own.
Yeah.
He resents you for it. He's pissed off for it. So every time that he has to keep working that job he hates, right, and come home and look at that little rug rat that he didn't want, and then he did the right thing and married the broad, right? Now he's pissed.
Yeah, and they're saying too, like, kind of in a more spiritual, psychic way, if a woman has been with 100 dudes, part of that sperm and the energy and the effect of all that will come out into your kid. If you're guy number 100 and there's been 99 other guys, I don't really know if that's true.
Well, I don't think that there's no evidence to support that. Just the thing is, the more
it doesn't help, I guess.
Well, yes, it doesn't help because the more dudes that a chick sleeps with, honestly, guys, that's more stress and emotional trauma and all that, and that's gonna play out in your relationship. There's a reason why, guys. I showed you guys the video of those like Mennonite chicks, and they were like, "Who's Taylor Swift?" And they're all like happy and la 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 because they haven't been smashed by 18 chicks.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? They're still living in like rose-colored sunglasses world because they haven't been exposed to this craziness of dating and like banging a bunch of dudes. You know, they still have a positive outlook on. Because we live in an age where these back in college, back when I was young, guys, 18 to like 21-year-old girls were so like positive and fun to be around. Now these 22-year-old chicks, because of Palestine and LDHD, TV, they're all miserable. How are you going to be 21, a 21-year-old female, and be so miserable and hateful? It makes no sense.
Yeah. I just want to say one other thing that's an analogy that's basically kind of what you're saying is this is a way to have something we'll call it zero, which is neutral, which could mean a clean slate. So, but if you have a chick who's been to college, had all this negative thing, she's at negative 170 or whatever. To build the value, we'll say the Amish chick who maybe let's say she runs every day, lifts weights, very strong, ate organic food and all that. She might be plus 20, 25%. The current system that we have set up, you're always having a pregnancy at a negative loss of the mental, emotional, DNA damage, the medicines, the pharmaceuticals, drugs, and whatever.
There's one big thing that you missed. Is this Amish chicks and all them? They believe that being a wife and a mother is their ultimate purpose, whereas these modern chicks always think that they have something better to do, that they need to do everything else other than being a mom. They see being a mother and a wife as like their like negative priority. They think that they have a higher purpose other than being a mother. So that's like negative 1,000,000 points right there.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
That in and of itself,
ways to quantify it. Yeah.
Are you gonna
have
have
one thing right there?
Are you gonna? Okay, this is like dating a chick where you go, hey, I'm gonna take you to like Fogo de Chao. Oh my God, I've never been. Oh my God, yay! and then some other chick will be like, well, I guess, right? Do you want to have a baby with a chick who's like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a mom, yay, or oh my God, this now I have to, my career is over. It's like, which one would you choose? You know? So
right. But
There's
what
also
I'm saying is theoretically, if we wanted to make it like a mathematical equation, we could say 0 is neutral, which kind of means purity. That means you have a perfectly clean slate, not a ton of damage and whatnot. What I'm saying is the modern chick now is negative 100 because they partied their ass off, done drugs, on pharmaceutical drugs, having pregnancy late and whatnot. So like, you can actually make a mathematical equation out of it, and doesn't mean if by us as men doesn't mean that we don't minus the number a little bit too. So we have to be a little bit humble in a way. We're not.
Yes, but here's the thing: the math is different on our side because we are ultimately responsible for everything. Even if we have a little bit of negative points, the responsibility is all on us anyways, and that offsets any negativity.
Right.
They don't. They want to be able to quit their jobs. We can't quit our jobs. We have to make sure the bills are paid, and that makes up for the fact that maybe Colin might be an ass, or maybe Colin might drink too much.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
we have Sundays during the NFL games or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
we have those fallacies, but I'm saying, like, let's say we're a baller, strong, well-cultivated man at 40 years old. Let's say that gives us 1,000 points just for the sake of argument, and the baby is at 0. If the woman is going in there, she's kind of mostly negative points. So let's say sorority is minus 500, drugs and festivals minus is 200 and stuff. So you can kind of map it out a little. Like that will happen. I'm telling you, they're gonna make a mathematical equation of this based on how it affects DNA and whatnot. Because the nurture does affect the nature over time.
Right. Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, Snowball. In a sense, you've already said the same thing. About 3 times?
Hold on. Wait. This swizzingly, dude. Are you talking to yourself? What are you talking about? This guy says, dude, all of us are red pill, and like a bunch of guys are MGTOW. No one in this chat is obsessed with chicks, dude. So I don't know if you're trying to troll, but he says that we want chicks to behave to our liking. Dude, most of us don't even talk to chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Or just smash a chick.
Yeah,
that's
dude. I don't know, what you're talking about either, except what they are, dude. How
it's just a discussion. I'm not trying to make it about math. It's just a theory.
Having an artificial womb is accepting what they are and moving beyond them. As a guy, if you want kids,
they got a chip on their shoulder.
Thank you. If you want kids, and you're saying these women are crazy feminist morons, I'm gonna go to a robot. I'm gonna go to Skynet, right? And I'm gonna have my own kid and raise them my way.
Yeah.
So I don't know what argument that you're trying to make, but it seems like you're talking to yourself, or maybe you haven't listened to anything that my channel says, or maybe you haven't been listening for the last 10, 15 minutes, right? But guys, this is perfect because with the red pill, guys, this is all about choice. Guys, the red pill is all about choice. So the red pill is not prescriptive, it's descriptive. The prescriptions are MGTOW. The prescription is black pill. The prescription is all that other stuff. But red pill is a dossier of information that allows you to make decisions. Guys, if you're red pilled and you want to be a father, guess what? You have an option. You have a choice.
Yeah.
It's a pregnancy robot. Look at that.
And
how
choice
about that?
Also means responsibility. In a way, choice also means responsibility. If I have more information, I have more to be responsible for. Responsibility is ownership. So if I have more information, I can choose what I want to own or not own.
Yep, it's true.
That's all that. So when we're opting out, we're saying, "Hey, I'm not gonna own a sinking ship."
Yep.
Right.
And that's
So
really what it is.
Right. So this is what I was going to say before that slight little tangent there. You know, us men, the only thing we provide is the genetic formula, right? Women, they provide the other half of the genetic formula. Right now, though, the way it is, us men, we have no control over all the hormone levels within her body. We have no control over the fact that, you know, some days she's getting, you know, hammered on, you know, 2 or 3 boxes of wine. We have no control over the fact that she's taking antidepressants. So if we make everything artificial, we can basically, like you already said, Snowboard, we can level the playing field.
Yeah, to zero. Yeah.
Yep. Sure, guys. Look. So look, the pregnancy robots could give birth to human children, and revolutionary breakthrough, and a game changer. Now, guys, this article came out on Sunday, so this is all in the news, like the last 3 days. Look at that.
I never heard of any of this. I never heard of any of this till like yesterday.
So there will soon be a robot that can carry a fetus for 10 months. Look at that. The pregnancy bought by Dr. Sang Kui Feng, founder of Kaiwa Technology in Guangzhou, China. They'll have a prototype this year. So for those struggling to conceive, hiring a humanoid to carry their baby will cost 100,000 yuan or $14,000.
Wow,
that's a really good value.
Cheaper than a surrogate, which costs 100 grand. Look at that. So look at that. So artificial womb technology is at a mature stage, and now it needs to be implanted into a robot's abdomen so that a real person and the robot can interact to achieve pregnancy, allowing the fetus to grow inside. Questions are how the egg and the sperm will be fertilized and inserted. Well, they can do that now. They do that with a friggin' turkey baster and a petri dish. What are you talking about? Lots of questions and concerns about ethical and legal issues. Oh, yeah, because China is the leading body on friggin' ethical issues. Please.
Firstborn daughter, yeah.
Come on.
Excellent
dude.
point. Excellent point.
Look at that. Okay, so let's look at the comments here. Someone said, this is unconscionable. Women are not incubators, and the process of pregnancy and birth are not capable of being duplicated. That's what you think, right, guys?
Yeah.
To determine that was a lie.
Look at
Give it 7 years.
Yeah.
Give it 7 years. We don't. That's what I'm saying. Technology moves so fast. Give it 5 to 7 years. This is our first time even hearing about this.
Yeah. Well,
if we look at how this is iPhone 1 or flip phone. This is a flip phone or first Nokia cell phone.
Yep.
Give it 10 years, and you're going to be able to give the kids steroids, make it ripped, make it a monster. Seriously.
You're
those are questions
I
we
want my
must
son
ask
to be
ourselves.
Wolverine. I want my other son to be Cyclops, right?
Yeah. You guys want Transformers? Here you go. You can create your own kid and give it a Resident Evil arm. It's William from Resident Evil if you want. But seriously, that's what we have to ask ourselves.
Someone says, according to this article, if this is possible, it means all those pesky women who lie to get a payout can kick rocks. Men can finally have their say, and you won't be able to stop it. Facts. Someone says, you seriously think that men are going to be using robots to have their own babies and be single dads so they don't have any pesky women around to take care of them? Sure, dude, that's reality. That's exactly how it's going to be.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, you absolute dunderhead? Why are they so stupid?
And the parasites in the court system that profit off of all of this, divorce lawyers and a bunch of stuff, they're going to be looking for, it makes them suffer, so they're going to be chiming in on this.
True. And this guy says...
And in fact, they're going to probably try to make some laws. We have to watch for the litigation on this.
Someone says, seems the robot idea has already rubbed you the wrong way. And yes, I do. This includes gay men. But seriously, yes. If the option
Yeah.
becomes more widely open to men and available, it will. Since the single mom aspect is highly driven by the courts, this will show the courts that women are no longer the helpless maidens that they pretend to be. Facts.
Yep, that's exactly what I was just hinting at.
Yep. Someone says one step closer to the board. Someone says,
but this also begs the question to be like, also kind of what they're doing is real life. Breja Game will know about this. Real life Metal Gear Solid 1, where they can almost create nano soldiers and things, because like if they find, let's say they find the perfect Russian or American soldier who's got the right genetics and stuff, they could also reproduce 10,000 of them.
Yeah, but
in a sense. So
they have to replicate the DNA. You know, cloning is different than actually. Well, in 40K, they have the Death Corps of Krieg, and they're all clones and born out of artificial wombs.
Yeah.
So,
okay. I don't know anything about this. I'm just saying some theoretical things, but it's like it's good to be thinking about it early, because these are going to be ethical ethical choices that we must make as human beings.
But here's the thing: once again, women hate the fact that guys have options that don't involve them. That's why B-dubs hate white women, because they think black guys take the option to date white chicks, and they're not the only option. In the same way that international that Western chicks hate Eastern women, because passport bros will go over there and marry them, and they can't stand the fact that they're not the only choice.
Yeah. All this really is eliminating an unmanipulated or accidental option, essentially.
Yeah,
which is very powerful, which is kind of where their power is in a sense, because they're kind of controlling the birth. Like, if I've been with this guy for 5 years and he told me he doesn't want kids, and I'm 34 and decide to not take the pill because I consciously chose to and lied to him, and now he has a kid that changes the course of his life. This is the opposite of that, and they hate that.
Yeah, or the fact that there are guys that honestly want to have a legacy, and they could hold that legacy hostage and say, well, I'm the mother of your kid, or I won't have your kids unless ... Well, now if this is going to happen, that's not an issue.
Yeah,
you can have a whole dynasty. You can have a whole dynasty.
This is the opposite of the Tom Likas show yesterday.
Yeah.
In the sense that they're saying these people had a kid. Like, remember the dad who called in? My wife and I had a kid. We weren't ready to have it. I want to make my career better. I need to travel for work. Now you could do that, but then set this kid up for mega success, because you now can put your assets into them.
All these NFL players, NBA players, CEOs. They can have children and not have to worry about getting divorced and getting half their stuff taken or child support or any of that. Imagine if Elon Musk had this, he would just have 17 kids and buy no women at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not Amber Heard and stuff.
Yep.
So the question about who will control these artificial wombs. Will babies become products designed, engineered, manufactured? Critics warn of a slippery slope where life itself is commodified. Will the rich buy robo-surrogates while others grapple with infertility or medical risks? The implications are enormous, and the world is watching closely. Bureau Report, VON World is One.
India and China are stepping up efforts to reset their troubled ties. Beijing's top diplomat foreign...
Okay, let's see. There's another article here, guys. Hold on.
What was once confined to the dark visions of science fiction is now becoming a stark reality.
Scientists in China have unveiled a concept that could forever change the meaning of life, parenthood, and what it means to be human.
Well, artificial womb.
This is the same thing. This is shorter.
Well, what was once...
Homegirl on the right, because China is... She can get it, though. And it's crazy because, Indian chicks are either really hot or they're not,
What was once confined to the dark visions of science
They're all just reading the same thing.
Well, this is
Imagine
going
a
to be a
world-
very controlled. The information that's going to come out is going to be very controlled in a way, because this is a big. This is going to be the new thing in humanity.
Yeah.
So they might control how they send it out. Like you ever seen news? Like, remember the guy who had the island who diddled the kids, and like,
Yeah.
this doesn't suggest any wrongdoing, and then every goddamn newscast was saying the same thing. This is going to be a very similar rollout. Why? Because they want to control the narrative on it. So they're going to say,
Sure.
oh, it might have a lot of problems. It might
Yep.
be really bad, and your kid's going to become a nerd by this
Yeah.
process. So we have to discriminate about what we see when this comes out.
Yep.
This is very important. This could be literally like humanity 2.0. This is a
Yeah.
big deal. A big deal.
Yep.
And I'll
Guys,
call it humanity 2.0.
guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys, hit the super chat button. We appreciate that.
It's quite the story. Hopefully you're sitting down. You're ready for this. Scientists in China are developing a device that they call a pregnancy robot.
Here's what's going on. It has an artificial womb, and in its abdomen that would...
What? Oh my god.
Guys, hold on. How many Chinese office nerds do you think came in after hours and tested out the robot?
Oh my god. It was getting a lot of data plugins, we'll put it that way.
How many times do you think they
Yeah.
came back and had to call and be like, hey, Jin Woo, you didn't bring the robot back?
Oh my god. Dude, this is crazy. This my mind is blown right now.
Yeah. Yep.
would receive nutrients through a hose. The robot would be able to carry a fetus for about 10 months before giving birth. You heard that right. It's not clear how the fertilized egg would be implanted in it or how the bot would give birth. This sounds like a science fiction movie. Usually this is where the Matrix comes into play and Neo has to come save humanity. Hiring a humanoid to carry out a baby would reportedly cost about $14,000. That's a fraction of what a human surrogate would be paid if all goes to plan. The prototype could be ready by as early as next year.
Damn.
So many questions still remain. Okay.
Yep. And these women are upset, dude. They're
Yep.
upset.
And like they're right about so here's gonna be part of the problem they pitch to you, and this is what feminists are gonna say, and they will have a little bit of truth to it. They're gonna say, oh my god, this has never been done before, it's inorganic, we've never done it and whatnot. Okay, give it 4 years. Do you think they're not gonna focus on this like crazy and say like, okay, we can give a baby who doesn't have 97 VAXs and has chance of tism and stuff, and they're gonna hate that because they are gonna understand that basically it is. This is part of what is being a modern day woman 304 in the West. I'm kind of damaged goods by default, and this is showing that to me. And this will surpass me, and it might not be a good thing either. Like this could actually be the end doomsday too.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So someone says, I just watched a disturbing TED Talk video. Who in the right mind would think that growing a baby outside a woman's womb would be a good idea? There's a lot of proof that babies in the womb learn language a little bit in the womb, and they can recognize their native tongue. So guys, here's the thing. Think about all these chicks that don't even get prenatal care. They're on head meds while they're pregnant.
Yeah.
They're
Hey,
smoking
big
and
head.
and drinking, all this other stuff, right? Someone says, I don't trust these rich guys to get their hands on this technology because then like Elon Musk, he would have 100,000 kids.
Yeah, neither do we. We're just pointing stuff out. This is a brand new thing presented to us right now.
Yeah.
But it's important to be conscious about this process of it, because that person's right. Do you think Warren Buffett and other people are going to say like, hey, like, I'm not going to invest in this. Like, this is going to be the new thing. It's my first time ever seeing it, but how is this not going to be the new thing? This is going to be the new paradigm of humanity. But as the consumer and as a common citizen and fuel for it, right now we can have a lot of say and jurisdiction over it. So that person's right. If you give it 3 years, the small hats are going to come in and clean it up. Oh, you need to sign a contract.
But what's going to be even crazier, Snowboard, is if you look at the black market, though, right? Because, for instance, some clinics going to have them, right? And there's going to be people there who are going to run in and they're going to steal embryos from IVF clinics, or these doctors in IVF clinics are going to, oh, ma'am, you have 8 embryos. They actually have 12, and they're going to sell the other 4 for $80,000 each to these clinics.
Not only that, all DNA blueprints will become a data that's money. Or information they're probably already doing that. That's probably already the case.
There's 2 different things, because cloning is different than artificial womb, right? Like, those are 2 different issues, right? Right now, you have to take an egg and a sperm. Bam, you have 2 different. That's a DNA.
Can you?
My point.
Spend another minute on saying what cloning is.
So cloning.
Because I'm viewing it as the same thing right now.
No, cloning is let's just say that, like, you take let's just say that we want another FDR or another Teddy Roosevelt, and we have his toothbrush. You could take some of his DNA and grow another version of him. You literally take his DNA and you clone FDR. I mean, Teddy Roosevelt.
So this technology can't do that, is what you're saying?
No,
I was viewing it as that it maybe could. I didn't know that.
Cloning is basically like a Xerox machine. You take a sample of yourself and you make another exact same copy of yourself.
Yeah. Yep. So
this is this at least right now, this is not that. So
this would be like if someone's doing IVF. Because part of the thing about IVF is that they fertilize the embryo and then they turkey base it up inside the woman. Now the issue is, a lot of times the woman's stuff is all messed up and then it doesn't take. Now that whole part, that's why these chicks take all the hormones. It's prepping their body that's having problems maintaining the pregnancy, the fertilized egg attaching to the uterine wall, right? It's taking that whole part out of it.
Yeah.
Saying that a robot can do that part for them, can carry the baby. The sperm and the egg, like the sperm might come from you and the egg might come from some random chick, but it's going to take the actual robot to do what a woman would actually do, and that's carry the baby to term.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought this was also mean you could copy people in a sense.
Damon, he says he has a feminist will demand a Lizzo-sized bot to ruin our fun time. Bucks, man. Thanks for the $10, man. I appreciate that.
You are scaring the hoes.
Thanks so much. But yeah, But once again, guys, if this is the same thing where women say that we're all about baby deletion, yay, freedom, yay, but then a guy goes, I'm all about baby deletion, because if some chick lies to me and I want her to flush it, right? All of a sudden it's, how dare you? They want you to support their causes for their reasons or no reason.
Yes. And they also say, "Oh, by the way, it's my choice." Yeah. I don't care what you think about it, one way or the other. Even if you do agree with them, say like, "I think this is the best choice. We did something irresponsible." I don't care what you think. I am doing this.
Guys, here, I want you guys to go and watch. Hold on. Okay, guys. I want you to go and watch Space Above and Beyond. This is a great show. It's a sci-fi show from the 2000s or the 90s. So it's in the future. There's this aliens who come. We got to fight them off, right? This character right here, they call him a tank because society almost collapsed.
He's shooting loads.
No, he's artificially grown human being because there was birth rates had been in decline for so much that they had to breed an artificially bred work class of people. So they would use people's fertilized eggs and just grow them in tanks, right? And so like his navel is on the back of his neck because that's where they're grown, and he gets into the military and he's a pilot. It's the first time that he's actually been treated as an equal. You know what I'm saying? It's a great show, but they actually talk about and that happened because they made artificial life. They actually made androids, and the androids rebelled. So they figure if we make human beings that are vat grown, they have the same interest and survival instincts and stuff as
AI,
humans, so they won't rebel. You know what I'm saying? Because they're human also, but not quite. So, anyways, it's a great show.
Wow.
Where are we?
This topic unlocks like 50 rabbit holes.
Yeah.
And they're moral. I'm not saying even a Christian view is wrong. I never have seen it before. It takes time to think about it.
Yeah, because this is all about freedom. This is all about freedom for men. This is another way for men to avoid the gynocracy, to avoid the open misandry, right? And to get around this matriarchal foolishness. Yes, Jessica said it too. This will anger the UFOs who want to be a surrogate and want easy money fast.
Yes.
You know, this brings up this just crossed my mind. This brings up another question. You know, eventually, right now, this planet as it sits, we're already well over 8 billion people, and in all reality, this planet cannot support anything more than 9 billion people unless there's a major change in the technology that produces food and such. Eventually, regardless, eventually the human species is going to have to go out into space and colonize other planets. What if a byproduct of that is exactly this artificial incubation?
Colin, here's the thing. Our population is shrinking. A good chunk of the world is not at replacement rate.
Yeah, like Japan.
Yeah, but like guys, a large chunk of the world, and it's funny because a lot of the third world is like moving to Europe and moving to the United States, and then they stop having kids too. So guys, the whole thing where they're like, "Oh, we're overpopulated," that's not going to be a thing in the next 10 to 15 years. The more modern people get, the less children they have. The more that this feminist craziness moves in, the less children that people have. And it's growing everywhere. It's growing in the Middle East. It's growing in Southeast Asia. It's growing in Africa. You know what I'm saying?
But regardless, though, the human species, one way or another, whether it's the ultra wealthy or who knows, but in one way or another, we're going to get to a point where humans will, it'll start with Mars and then, maybe one of Jupiter's moons or something. What if the powers that be decide to say, and the only way to have a successful colonization program is to have this whole artificial process to make sure that we can produce people that that will actually turn out to be functioning members of the colony.
Yeah
That's because you're a colonizer. you might be right, but we're not at the junction to have to make the decision right now. That's what all of space travel. Like, I don't think we should fund it because like we need to clean up and have our society be unified.
Yeah, guys, the
before
Earth
we do any of that stuff
is gonna be fine. It's just when necessity, guys. Technology.
Yeah, we have
wins.
a ton of space all over the Earth to have everyone have space.
What I'm saying is that when it becomes profitable to actually clean up the planet, then we're going to see an environmental boom. When you can actually make more money cleaning the planet than destroying it, which is one of the beautiful things about capitalism, right? When there's a need and there's a market, all of a sudden it's like, hey, Will, you can make,
Halliburton's cleaning up my sidewalk. Isn't that nice?
You can make $700 an hour scooping plastic bottles out of the ocean. Let's go.
Yeah. That will happen. We're just not at that point yet. But this ingredient might change that. Yeah, and this is a big deal. But Colin, you might be right, but we don't have to really cross that bridge right yet. Yeah, we're still looking at the roots of the tree of this. But right now is a very important time, because if they could make a certain law passed, like, we have to watch this like a hawk, because they could make a certain law pass. Like, a small hat is going to come in. Okay, this genetic code, this DNA strand is blocked because it's Nug-Nug's DNA. But seriously, that's just an example.
Look, guys. Someone says recently Elon made a tweet promoting artificial wombs as a future of mankind. And guys,
of course he did. Of course he did. Because he probably has a company already about it. Of course he did.
Of course, some chick wrote this, and she says,
"How dare you?"
So, guys, I just came from a Reddit thread where this woman wrote this long thing about how it's a good thing because it'll lessen environmental factors to hurt the pregnancy. It'll help chicks that have a hard time getting pregnant. Blah blah blah. And now this chick is saying, "I'm so frustrated and disgusted by the amount of tech bros and progressive, quote unquote, liberal thinkers and also conservative men who clap their hands like seals at the idea of creating artificial wombs to reverse the lowering birth rates."
Whose fault is that?
Look at that. There is no fertility crisis, please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
People know how to make babies. The issue is raising them. Women are expected to bear the entire burden of homemaking and raising children, as well as holding successful careers.
The lie detector determined that.
This is an impossible choice. They have to sacrifice one in a capitalist society who would give up a financial freedom and security to be your husband's housemaid. Look at this, look at this chick. Guys, do you hear that? God. That's cats in the background.
Yep. Oh my God. So basically,
I also dislike seeing women approve of the usage for artificial wombs because it would make pregnancy easier. If you actually think that people care about women on anything, you're delusional. This is not to support women who want to get pregnant, but to fear childbirth. This is to take away the choice of child rearing and bearing away from women. Please.
Well, if you're a negative asset, then yeah. Sorry, you this is also self-created by you. And this is, you've already predicted this, AJ. The final form of a 304 is the one in church. So the church, it's basically gonna be in some way, the church is gonna battle this like crazy. So basically this is gonna be the opposite of baby deletion. The new argument, there's going to be Hovey versus Wade. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be but seriously, that is a thing that's a possibility that could happen. And they're going to want all of a sudden the traditional values, the traditional this, like for example, I will say this, and maybe I could be wrong. Let me just pitch this idea. I have no idea about it. What do you think Islam might say about this? They might love it, but they also might actually hate it.
Yeah,
in a way. I don't know. I have no idea.
Here's the thing, though. In their kind of countries, though, they don't really have a declining birth rate because their religion, like women aren't seen as women at all unless they have kids. It's to the point to where if your wife is barren, you can just have another one. So the men have such a handle on their women that they don't have this problem. This is a Western problem and a Western solution. Period.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, you're right, AJ. But also, what I'm saying is, this will become a paradigm over time. So they might, you know what I'm saying? They in their Quran or whatever, there's not this option in it. In the Bible, there's not this option in there. And everything, there's not.
So Equilibrium says, let's be real, only the top 1%, whoever gets make babies.
Guys,
this isn't true.
First.
Guys, hold on. This isn't true. Hey, Equilibrium, are you trying to tell me that all these single moms are having babies for the top 1%?
Yeah.
Right? Or do you think it's Nug and Gavin, the bartender, friggin' Jamaican Nug on a girl's trip? Guys, we cannot in one breath say that these chicks are getting pregnant by irresponsible morons, and then at the same time say only rich guys can have kids. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
These chicks want the rich guy after they have the bastard kids by the morons.
And by the way, that's assuming the woman is this pure, great, 100% being. It's Amber Heard. It's someone who's messed up and has their own problems. So they are not. They ain't the 1% either.
Yep, that's true. Yep. But guys, that's the one thing about Fresh and Funky and some of the of the
whatever podcast
arguments and stuff. You got to make $50,000. I mean, $10,000 a month to get chicks. No, you don't.
No,
there are guys that freaking sleep on a park bench who get chicks pregnant.
Yeah, there's something magic that happens. I will say this to people: wherever you see a guy who's an Atron addict, there will always be a girl, a nice girl, helping and supporting him, who probably will get knocked up. But even if you become, let's say you get, like, I've had this happen to me before, where I lost probably over a decade ago, I lost my license for drinking and driving. Somehow, chicks started loving it. And I felt like a piece of garbage loser. But they started helping me. They're like, oh, I can bring you things. I'll help you do stuff. I'll bring you out. I'm going to drink with you. I don't understand how it works, but that is a human fallacy that is not going to go away right away. It was totally women. I changed nothing about it. A thing happened to me.
Guys, chicks all get pregnant by this guy.
Pull out game, mate. Pull out game, mate. I just don't pull out, bitch. For you motherfuckers that want to know, I don't pull out. It ain't weak, motherfucker. I don't pull out. Fuck you mean, weak, motherfucker? Said talking about my motherfucking kids. Ain't shit weak over here. My pockets ain't weak and my dick soul ain't weak, bitch ass nigga.
but if you zoom in, that guy's in a camper and probably has a DWI.
Yeah.
If you zoom in, you could see that curtain thing scrunched up in the corner. He's in a camper and probably has he has a DWI and is in a camper. And he's still. Do you think that guy is gonna still not have more chicks come in? Absolutely not. More. He's gonna have 40 kids somehow.
So this person says, once this is taken away from women, we would have little to no bargaining power against oppressive patriarchal structures. Who gets to give birth? Who gets to get married? Etc. 4B marriage selective would go away. We'd be living in a man's world with no way out. Finally, I despise the profound symbolism of this enterprise. It's like men hold so much contempt towards women that instead of simply trying to build a society that's more equitable towards us, so we feel safe and content to bring children out of our own will, they would rather create the one thing they cannot have, a womb. If we think it simply bypass our biological configuration, it's like the womb envy. Get the fuck out of here!
Oh my god! Oh my god! She's been running her mouth.
Bamboozled, led astray, run on muck.
Guys, that is the dumbest
She
thing that
is
I have
lying
ever heard.
her infertile tits off right in front of you. She's just
Guys.
lying to you.
Hey, Snowboard, what did the Bible say about childbirth
To
women?
I'm not sure
It's a
how to
punishment.
answer this.
And
Yeah,
they'll
it is.
suffer
Yeah, you
in
could lose your
childbirth
life. It's
because
pain. It's a
Eve-
sacrifice.
Yes, because
yes,
Eve told
yeah.
Adam to bite the goddamn apple.
Yeah. Hey, but also notice the first and foremost thing she put society second or third in her argument or statement.
Yeah.
She put all the power benefits and things that go to her first to be a gynocentric or at least gyno influence Western society.
Yeah.
She put all those reasons first because it benefits her.
Yep. And guys, they know that they have
and
nothing
benefits
else.
her from no effort too.
But they know that they have nothing else to offer other than saying that
have a
we
gash.
won't have your babies or else. That's it. Sex and reproduction is the only thing that modern women have to offer. That's it. Period. This is them. Hold on. This is them showing this. The fact that, guys, all they're saying is that this is possible or that this might happen. It's being tested, and they're losing their freaking minds, dude. Guys have never said, ha ha. I mean, we're saying that, but in general, guys aren't saying nah, right? But they know for a fact that when they look at their grandmothers and their great grandmothers, that they're nowhere near the women that those women were. Nowhere near the women that actually sat through real stuff, real wars and famines and stuff, and actually were the support system for the men in the community that actually conquered the West and conquered the world, and civilized the world. They know that all they can do is hold the babies hostage, right? Or their strategy is to get pregnant, get child support. Because imagine if all of the NBA players said, you know what, artificial wombs. What would these 304s do? Now, some more. Who are you saying?
It's basically
keep cooking, dude. I'll be back. Just keep cooking.
Everything that they're listing doesn't really take a lot of conscious effort. It's a biological reaction. So do they experience some pain in having childbirth? Yes. But also they just take a load in them and they're taking kind of a dump in a way. I don't want to say human life is like that. That's not the case. I'm being extreme here. But they're going to say, basically what they're saying is, I'm going to have to make a conscious effort to do more value than just the biological reaction. So they're saying the opposite of us being nug like that other guy who just didn't pull out and is a piece of garbage. He's living in a camper, probably has a DUI, has 8 kids. He's not taking care of his kids. So it's saying to them like, childbirth's a miracle. You're a hero because you're a woman. We should pat you on the back and all that. I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, but they need to say, hey, we need to be of extra value and be extraordinary to create the next extraordinary human being. We can't just have these Walmart inbred fucks walking around. It has to be a higher level, which takes more effort, which takes more discipline and kind of pain in a way.
Yeah.
So like if this is a big. I never heard of this topic till today, so I'm maybe kind of being wild with it, asking weird questions. But we need to ask questions, and we need serious guys. They need to watch it like a hawk, because there's going to be small hats and people who come in who limit certain DNA strands. They're going to say, "Oh, this is good." And they're going to pitch it to you. "Oh, we're taking out Down syndrome. We've eliminated the double X chromosome gene or whatever." Which might be good and sound good in the beginning, but that can be a very slippery slope.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
I've never had to deal with this before.
Here's the thing, though, is this, right? Like, you always look about who benefits, right? Here's the thing, guys. Once again, the poor are going to always have more children than the rich.
Absolutely. They're going to have that's going to be the farmer's market, is going to be those kids.
Yep. That's how it works. Hold on. Where's hold on. No, guys, this leads me to the cyber brothels, because you guys remember this was a couple months ago. They had a thing on the cyber brothels in Berlin. Remember?
Yeah.
I never saw this.
The sex bots or whatever.
Jesus, I'm getting my mind blown.
There's a cyber brothel in Berlin that I traveled to for the book, where you can go and you can use sex robots. You can order a sex robot to be prepared for you when you arrive. You can order one that's covered in blood. You can ask for custom things, particulars, and I asked them to slash and cut and tear her clothing before I arrived, just to see if they would, and they did. No questions asked.
Can you pause it 1 second? Sorry to interrupt him. We just saw this. I'm not aware of any of this, but I am aware of this. The second she starts talking about the concept of it, she's talking about the most satanic garbage stuff to guilt people, which probably should be guilted. So she actually is making a decent point, but she's doing that right away. She's not saying, oh, they can derive pleasure of it. Now, hey, guess what? Now you have all these incels that had AR at the school can dump a nut, and they're not worried about it.
But here's the thing, Snowboard, don't you think that they would be happy that they're doing this to dolls and not real people? Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is the funniest thing about these chicks.
I'm just saying, within the first three sentences, she pitches it in this way. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
MGTOW guys, right? Oh, these. Yeah. If you take Colin, and Colin is like MGTOW, and he's out in the woods chilling, working on his Chevelle, they're gonna be like, oh, he must be planning something. They always assume something negative because they assume that men's entire focus is on them. They're so narcissistic that they think that men aren't just minding our own damn business. Oh, no. Men are
We're all just bitter Unabombers.
Yes. Yeah. Men are going to these cyber brothels so that they don't have to deal with women. But they're thinking, oh, they're just planning to take us out. Please. Guys, once again, this is about power. They're worried that their power is going to be taken away because, guys, especially young guys, 22, 23-year-old guys, they not everything that most of those beta male simps do is to get pooned. But if there was lifelike robots, what would guys can seriously decenter women altogether? They're afraid. They're scared.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm just saying the way that they're pitching it in this clip is
they all
automatically going to the most satanic, horrible thing.
Yeah.
Do you think, dude, if you had a sex robot, or everyone in this chat, is that the first thing you'd want to do with it? Is take a clippers to its head? No.
Even if it was, though, first of all,
I agree with you.
That's your thing.
It's healthier. Yeah,
they're trying to tell us about what's crazy or whatever, but how many baby deletions do you think these robots have?
Not only that, she gets off a nug who does beat her in the subway and hits that guy in the back of the head and goes back the same night. So it's like that could be a human fetish problem, but the fact that it's pre-shaming it, she's trying to make the assumption that, like, this is the first thing a guy's going to want to do is take a hammer to a chick's head and cut her head off when he's having intercourse with her. That's disgusting and pre-shaming men for having
once
it's
again,
terrible.
Their whole argument is misandrist anyways. This has nothing to do with them. And guys, isn't it crazy to actually think? Because guys,
it's disgusting.
Guys, women do things that are anti-male all the time, and we just don't care.
Yeah.
Right? But guys, anytime there's any movement for men to separate themselves from women, for men to even just have other options, whether it's passport bros, whether it's dating outside your race if you're black like I am, or getting a friggin' B-Jibber 5,000 sex bot, they get angry. They want to control the narrative. And guys, here's the thing. They're not able to do it. Guys, they don't even like the fact that men are choosing nothing over them.
Yeah, we're not even getting the sex robot.
But guys, think about how insane that is. They're choosing nothing. Imagine if your food is so bad that someone would choose to not eat.
Yes.
They're in your restaurant and they're just sitting there just drinking water.
Yeah. We're not eating the Wu-Tang pie. Sorry. But I'm just saying that notice how extreme they're saying, like, it basically they're making kind of in a subtle way saying, like, if you merely even wanted to think about a sex robot, that means you want to do you're a Satanist.
Yep.
That's basically what she's trying to say here.
And now they're going to extrapolate this to all men because that's
yes,
what women always do.
That's what I'm trying to say. They're trying to guilt
especially
people.
German men, guys. We all.
Yeah, if you want to take a dump on it, I don't care.
But Germans and the Japanese are the two most sexually repressed cultures on planet Earth. That's why German girls are absolute freaks if you smash them. But yeah, guys, those two groups of men are the most repressed men on planet Earth, right?
Yeah.
So you don't think that they would be friggin' doing crazy stuff to sex bots? That's why Germany and Japan lead the way in sex bots anyways. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. I'm just saying they're trying to pre-guilt. They're taking the most extreme thing, and they could say, "Hey, what if this is a handicapped guy in a wheelchair, can't get any chicks, and he has this outlet now?" And that doesn't mean hitting her in the head with a razor blade. It just means doing regular stuff.
Yeah, but that's
going to be 99% of everybody is just doing regular stuff.
Yep, that takes their power.
Yeah, I'm just saying she's trying to This is very calculated to pre-guilt everyone for even thinking about it. That's why they're pitching it to you in this way.
Yep, it's true.
I've ever heard in my life. I can't believe that exists. I cannot believe it.
What no one is talking about.
You English dudes got it rough because look at these broads. Bow wow, dude.
Is that you can download a version of this. So the same exact thing that lives in your pocket, and it's called an AI girlfriend or an AI chatbot. And you can create her again to look exactly how you want her to look. You can customize everything. You get to pick her name. She will be there moving on the screen. She's an avatar, or she can look very realistic. She can be like someone who you're essentially kind of looks like you're FaceTiming with her. If you're a teenage boy, you can have her. You can have as many as you like. You can access them for free. You can jump into scenarios with them. You can abuse them. In fact, many men abuse them.
You mean like you do in college, 304?
Yep.
Like how you do in college? They're live human beings?
Yep. She goes straight to the abuse.
Straight to satanic stuff.
Guys,
right away. Disgusting.
We see how hard that young men have it. Like, you know, these young blue pill guys that are still out here trying to date and deal with these chicks, right?
Suffering. Manipulated.
So if they have a way to actually get some type of experience, not even that, but just something that resembles a woman to actually acknowledge them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here's a Taylor the Fiend video. Hold on, look at this.
Yeah.
AI robot girlfriends. It is hilarious to me, guys, that modern day women are losing so damn hard, right? Men are walking away from them in such large numbers that they are actually losing to robot girlfriends. That is hilarious. Let's jump into the video.
Planning to combat the male loneliness epidemic with Aria, who was specifically made to be a girlfriend. She looks like an Instagram model. Yeah, I think that's who they modeled her after. And she is $175,000. And she's rolling bass. She can learn.
Guys, hey, say what you want. That's cheaper than some of the divorces that my friends have gone through. You know what I'm saying?
How to cook and clean and do a lot of other things. You know, why does this one have no arms? Oh, because they just put her face on different robots and they have different pay scales of what they cost. Some of them only have like a neck and a face, and that's like $10,000. But the full body one that has all strings attached is $175,000.
We have reached the point where a man would rather spend a bunch of money on a robot who will be nice to him instead of trying to get with a woman who's pretty much hated him since the day he was born. Very tough decision, obviously.
So they can't get women, so they're gonna buy a robot. Yeah, but the thing is, they learn very fast, and some robots are starting to think that they're actually people and have feelings. So what if they realize that they're being used as like slaves? We've seen this movie. Like, it doesn't.
Oh, you mean like how men are realizing this now, right? How us men are realizing that we've been used as slaves for this entire time. You absolute dunderhead.
A pot smoking slut.
Clown world. And guys, there's more plastic in this chick's face than there is in this sex doll. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't end well. You know, there possibly be like a sexual revolution of robots in the future. Well, hopefully we won't.
I'm 47, single, divorced more than once.
Of course.
Just trying to see if I can find my person.
Am I the only person like completely struggling? Am I the only one? Because I've been single a very long time.
Completely worthless.
How much are they? So a robot like
Brings, let's be honest, is a massive disruption to a man's peace. Even if she did have things to offer a man, her attitude makes anything she can provide completely worthless.
How much are they? So a robot like Melody is $150,000, and that's fully AI capable and customized. But we can actually make the robot look like anything you want. You can come to us and say, we would like to give us a picture of someone, and we can make that robot customized to you, and we can customize the AI so that it knows exactly what you want it to know. So it can learn about your company, it can learn about your product, or it can be your girlfriend.
The secretary.
This is my God, this is my family.
Dude, you know this guy's gonna sign up, this dweeb. You know, he's like, hey, can I have your card? Cruising PC vet, what's up, dude?
My member?
If you take a closer look at that robot, she doesn't even look human. Modern women are still threatened by this thing because if these things do become affordable, they lose what little control they have over men.
Well, you could. We always say you.
That's what I said. I said the same thing.
Way. Let's say the average date is $150. Over 10 years, a bank will probably give you a loan because they're going to say, hey, this is worth it. If you're dating over 10 years and you're $150 a date, you know what? And that's seriously, this thing, you're just going to pay for your electric in some lube or something. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Let's say, because the average date now costs $163. Let's say that you start dating in your, let's just say out of college, that you're 22.
Yeah.
You have your first job. You're going on maybe
1 date a week. We'll say 1 date a week, which is so 50 a year. Well, we could roughly calculate it that. I'm saying that is going to be worth it. A bank will want to give you a loan on that because you're also going to be saving money in other areas.
Right there, right? The $75,000 that you spend in dating, just dates alone.
In what? And how many years?
In 10 years.
In 10 years. Yeah, exactly. But it might even be like the average date could even be more than that if you factor in gas and whatnot. So let's say it's $200 a date. That kind of pays for itself, and now it's an insurance. It's an insurance in a way that you're going to pay your other bills. Why? Because you're not going to get maybe a DUI because you're out partying with a chick. You're not buying weed because you're partying with a chick. You're not doing all this other garbage and nonsense. You're not taking her to the baseball game and stuff. You can still go to it.
Yeah.
But that saves a ton of money, and the time it saves lets you generate more money.
Adam Trader says, imagine buying a bank repo AI girlfriend.
Oh my
Just
god!
make sure to get it deep clean.
Yeah. By the guy who played World of Warcraft too much.
Yeah, right. I know, right?
Oh my god, dude! Steam is gonna make a subscription to this. Every month they mail you a wig or weave or whatever. You put it on. It's a different chick.
Yeah.
Seriously, that is like 2 years away from us. It's crazy.
To a wedding. We have.
Let's see.
Like, there's gonna be like an AOC bot.
Yeah.
100%. That's what I'm saying. It's endless. It's crazy.
Yeah, and plus, not to mention what you're saying with the banks, dude. You know, Klarna is going to be all over this.
It's here on display for people to.
I don't know who.
It's a good investment.
Guys, I'm sorry. This dipshit in the chat was just driving me crazy. So oh yeah, true MGTOWs, and all the red pills are BS. And why are you here?
Yeah, we're here for open discussion. This is a humanity discussion.
Well,
like we're just doing
I'm
it from
just
a
saying,
red pill perspective.
Guys, usually I have a lot of patience in the chat, but if you're the question, but if you're the answer to the question no one asked, and that's all you're doing in the chat, you're out of here, dude. Sorry, and you're just annoying.
It's irrelevant and wasting our time. This
All
is
the pills are
we're
fucked.
talking about
The people
something
who
very
speak about
serious
this
here.
Are the most obsessed with women. It's painfully apparent, dude. You know, come on,
dude. We're trying to be responsible, thinking about responsibility. Like like I just said, we're talking about an investment thing.
Yeah.
What you think a bank is going to invest in this?
Yeah.
You think basically in 3 years, if they had these, what do you think is going to be a more reliable investment? This
guys,
or a
here,
car? It's going to probably be this.
Just to get this right, guys, simping is when you are spending time and money on a chick, or you're even spending is it you giving a chick anything and it's not reciprocated. Tricking is when you look, you're a guy, it's transactional. You're giving her money, she's giving you sex. It's transactional. Yeah. Tricking's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as both
Tricking
you guys
is
are
like
on the same
not
page.
Being tricked in a way because
you
know what you're doing.
Yeah, there are rich guys.
Simping is actually being tricked.
Yeah,
oddly enough,
guys, there are rich guys that they'll buy a chick a $10,000 purse because she's letting him smash. He just flies in every now and then, takes her shopping. But guys, that's the type of, I don't agree with it, obviously, but it's something that guys, there are people that are in all types of crazy different types of relationships and marriages, things that I can't even imagine. But tricking, as long as they're in a consenting type of relationship, tricking's not a bad thing. Imagine you have millions and millions and millions of dollars. I still wouldn't waste it on some chick, because there are friggin' some dudes that are worth so much. 10 grand is like 5 cents to us. And if that's going to make sure that they can get regular blowies from some hot chick, it is what it is.
It's also about time. Like you said, you had the actor friend who just has so much going on. It's about time. So this saves me a ton of time, the courting process. That's another reason this is going to help. Why? If you basically, they could say this: you can have this robot, you just have to work 2 extra hours a day, and you're like, you know what? That's actually worth it because I don't have to go on the date, court a chick, text a chick, blah blah blah. It's actually more kind of worth it if I do that and I have some more stability. That's going to be a thing a bank will invest in.
You know what I think might actually be worth more than anything with these AI robots, that either you have to plug them in once a month or when they go on the secondhand market, we can finally truly have a VAT fax.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So you can give that a feel and see how that feels. These faces are all modular, so we could actually take the faces off Melody and Aria, throw this one on top. It's all magnetized or special technology. Press a button, and then you have a different robotic character. This allows us to provide flexibility for our clients. If they change their minds and they want a different character, we can design a different face for them.
Isn't it funny how these chicks are actually trying more and more to look like a robot with the filters and the friggin' surgeries? You know what I'm saying? So
they call it a hobot. Dude, I'm telling you, there's gonna be hobot. We're like 1 year away from that, man. The paradigm is changing. This isn't. Thanks for showing us this, dude. I had no idea about any of this till you brought it up yesterday. It's crazy.
Always talk about decentering men in like the abstract when it comes in the politics, the patriarchy, because men are actually practically decentering women.
Yeah, right? And here's another thing: women did not create enough creativity and think tanks and whatnot to create an artificial man. They have their own toys and stuff, which is like it, but their toy to this is the equivalent of a sawzall with a dildo on it and nug saying "I hate you." That's it. This is so much more the male equivalent, which we had to do and had to cultivate. Like this is a reaction of saying, hey, the women are treating us like garbage, or I don't look good enough or something. So I am creating a new reality for it. This is showing male creativity. This is male, in a sense, this is a way of testosterone. Like sexual energy is creative energy. That's why people who make music if you're not hot enough, you make music or are funny or make an invention or a lot of money, and then you get chicks. This is almost just like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Easily. Are they easy to swap? How long does it take to swap? It takes about 10 seconds. You just peel it off and then put the other one on. It's our patented system with magnets.
It's rather strange to see the way things are going, but at the same time, what a man does with his own money is honestly his own business, in my opinion. If he wants to spend that amount of money on a robot, then more power to him. I personally couldn't care less what people choose to do with their money.
Yeah.
This is the sad truth on why a lot of men don't want to
and by the way, would you rather have them spend it on OnlyFans?
That's true.
Or this?
Yep.
This is all that is. That OnlyFans payment is now this.
Yep.
And you get much better value, and you're not creating a toxic system of some vampire 304 single mom whose kid sees it later. It's like an allergy to that. This is better. This is better. If you want to be nug and hit a woman in the face,
pump the brakes. Hey guys, pump the brakes. Guys, in Japan they have vending machines with used women's underwear.
I have heard that. Heard that.
Yep. Look at that.
It's crazy. This is a new paradigm.
Yeah.
We're on the brink of a new paradigm. It's going to sound funny. This is almost like the new airplane or something. This is seriously.
Do you guys see? Look at this. AI OF chick.
It probably gets a ton of money.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, so why don't you just buy the thing?
There are AI OF chicks.
Oh my god.
AI OF chicks, and whoever is controlling them is
killing
millions and millions of dollars.
Oh my god.
Insane. Yeah, guys.
That's AI?
Hold on. Look, just see the one racing team that AI female spokesperson. AI woman. Where is it?
Oh, it's for F1 or something.
Yeah. It was F1 team
that have the crazy money. Yeah,
and they were all mad. This chick.
They create a female.
Where's the picture? These losers don't.
These idiot bums. Yeah, have them up there.
Yeah. But anyway, so like this, I'll pull up the story and then I'll be done. AI.
But we're entering the age where it's from the digital to the material. This is a big. It's a shift. Basically, this is a shift in consciousness. Is what it is.
This is her, and all these chicks were so mad that they made them get rid of this. Knuckleheads.
So she's Danica Capatra, but way better.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm not sharing.
I think you didn't do the screen share.
No, because if you don't laugh at these things, you will cry. I mean, it's hilarious to me because how hard is it to hire an actual woman to do a woman's job? You would rather an AI, and I know AI is very big right now. It's all the craze, rage, whatever you want to call it. It's there, right? It's in our faces, it's everywhere. But how hard is it to hire an actual woman over an AI one?
Pretty hard. It's actually pretty hard because they bitch.
These amounts of Formula One, Formula E, so many motorsport content creators on this app, on Instagram, and they said, no, we have an AI one. She's great. She's gorgeous. She's the one for us. I think, was there a woman in the room when this decision was made? Because
Of course not.
I would have been like, what? Are you prepared for the backlash? Because this is a massive oversight. Like, this is. If somebody pitched this idea to me, I would have been like, you cannot be serious. If you want to be.
And that's why you weren't in the room, you dummy.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. But here's the analogy. Like NASCAR and whatnot is for millionaires, which is still big money. F1 and stuff is for billionaires.
Yep,
Billionaire. This is the billionaire investing in this.
Yep.
And by the way, he picked it. Women are not involved in F1 unless you're wearing a mini skirt with a freaking useless umbrella.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. That's
in the
it.
most world, in one singular moment, I would do this. I'm sorry, but hilarious.
Look at that, guys.
As you use AI to make it, sand twat.
Ugh.
Starting today, I'm officially replacing myself with AI, and over the next 30 days.
This chick is probably AI now.
Yeah, seriously.
They all look like AI now. Look at this.
But it's so true, man. The algorithm is making it so everything is favored to one thing. If you notice it, they speak in the same pattern of speech.
Look at that, guys. Insane.
So delusion is becoming illusion, but it's becoming now reality. This is crazy.
I see pictures like this pop up on my Explore page everywhere on the other app. And you've probably seen this girl or some iteration of this girl, or you've probably seen this girl or these old money images. The thing that all these pages have in common is that they're AI. And I'm just going to speak on this because a few years ago, I was interviewed by the Boston Globe. As a talent agent, they were asking me what I thought about AI and if it would take over modeling. This was in 2019, and this is where we are today. So of course, AI is the biggest thing right now when I talk about new companies or companies that are getting lots of money and lots of funding and growing very quickly. But I personally believe that this AI modeling thing is our fault if we keep doing this. If we continue to use filters that make us look like not ourselves, AI is going to continue to become the most popular version of how we see people.
Yeah. Yep. And you know what that picture was that we saw? A horse. And it wasn't Black Beauty. AI didn't pick Black Beauty, did it?
I know, right?
It didn't pick a B-dub.
Guys, here's the thing about it. It's and guys, the whole M2 thing too, the whole Me Too thing.
Yep.
Guys want to be able to have hot chicks in their movies and stuff, whatever. So
Harvey Weinstein didn't use AI. He used living chicks that he did stuff to, and that's what we need.
Well, and guys, there's one more kind of thing here that people aren't understanding. Guys, beauty has been women's number one currency since time immemorial. Now that's gone.
Yes. And that's a big deal. That's never happened before in history that I don't know. I think I can point out. That's a big deal. All this stuff is a huge deal. A big deal. Even because with the AI things where they can make a decently hot looking girl. Look at, remember last night we were talking about that guy who got taken, got like $25K taken from an AI chick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that can't happen to men? It can, or the other way around. That can happen easily. There's going to be a point where you can't figure out what is a deep fake and what is not. That is going to be a problem within a year. Seriously, it's going to be a problem. A lot of this stuff is a big problem. So all you can do is buy land, homestead, and get an AI robot wife. That's all you can do.
And be left alone. alone.
Yeah, exactly. And you take your internet off when you want, and you just live in peace and complete silence of just hearing the birds and whatnot.
Yeah,
this is Skynet. Everything we're talking about is Skynet.
But here's the thing. Ultimately, guys, us guys will be just fine.
Yeah. All this is mostly male favored too.
Yeah.
Why?
Yep,
Because
and
we
that's why
create
there's-
it, we program it, we build it,
And
we think
we
of it,
maintain it. Yeah.
everything. Yeah, and maintain it and whatnot. So it's
Yep.
male dominated.
Yep. And once again, anytime there's anything male that helps men, it's them losing power. Period.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but all right, you guys, I'm gonna shut this bad boy down, guys. We'll actually be live tomorrow. Snowboard Colin, try and be on the panel early because we're gonna do the UK is cooked and hopefully my internet.
I gotta go, man. My helper's here. Well, bye, guys. Thanks,
guys. That snowboard sex bot being delivered to the front door. But all right, you guys, I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Colin. We'll guys tomorrow 9 p.m. We'll be
All right,
live.
yeah,
Bye, guys.
I'll do my best.
Cool. Take these guys.
All right, thank you.